And I guess if there was anything, to plug, more air quotes, plug, it's not really so much a thing. It's just, to my theater friends out there, you can do more than you think you can. And the skills you have acquired in theater are absolutely transmissible to other disciplines. And if you want to make a change, you haven't failed, don't feel guilty. Like, it's not, there's so much in this industry that is out of your control that you should never feel guilty for prioritizing your happiness.
That was really well said. I agree. You had a look on your face like, was that right? But
It was,
it was, I love your story of this is, I wasn't feeling happy. I made a change. I'm happy now. Like, it's so hard to realize, to even say to myself, I'm not happy, and to figure out how do I get happier. And it's so challenging because everyone has a different experience, but for you to figure that out and say, I'm happy now, it's amazing. Because isn't that really the premise of life, to find happiness? I'd like to think so.
it was something I know I always said when people always ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? And honestly, like, don't get me wrong, I love performing and everything like that. But like I said, the world sometimes has different plans for you, and some of that is out of your control. Um, and I just knew I wanted to be happy, because there are a lot of people who are in the positions that I would have loved to have been in who are not happy, and for me, that doesn't make it worth it. And I remember when I was making the decision to change things up and kind of going, okay, well, I've invested a lot of years and there's been a lot of money that's been put into this. And, you know, am I letting people down? And my parents are the most amazing people ever. I'm not biased at all. And
They're
I,
probably the best parents anyone's ever had. So suck it, world. Okay.
and I just remember talking to them, and of course, like, it's embarrassing to it shouldn't be, but I understand how there is that feeling there of, like, there were people who had an expectation of me. Like, I was always the one in school where people were like, oh, she's going to go into theater, she's going to become an actor. Like, it was seen from a very young age amongst my peers, and to kind of live up to that expectation is hard, especially when it's obviously not working. So I remember going up to my family, and I was sitting down talking about it, and they just said, look, everything you've done up to this point, if it has led to your happiness, was worth it. And then, a call back to, if I had decided not to go into theater and just straight into trying to become a developer, would I be as happy now if I hadn't gone through that? Probably not. I can rest knowing that I gave it a shot and I met some amazing people, and learning a bit about the industry, and knowing that I always have the option of creating my own if I ever want to get back to it. And kind of letting go of that guilt and letting go of those emotions, because it has all led to being happy today. And if you change one aspect of that, how would that affect everything else?
It's hard not having that guilt though. And I love that you said that, right?